I can predict the future a little, and everyone loves to talk about the weather. I find what patterns I can, stay a day or two ahead of what's happening. Sometimes it's hail, a rash of red light on the display screens, flattening wind that's blue and white, much like in real life. I love the way rain is called showers, which implies comfort. Of course, it's not an exact science. You trust the sky to tell the truth and find that it lied. Here's a beach. Here's a nor'easter polishing the ocean. Sometimes I think of all that air piled on us, how it pushes us down. It's what keeps us here. Weather's never late or early. It never feels distant or overly rehearsed. Some nights I watch the man who delivers it to camera. He took a special course to learn to move in reverse. This poem is called Hallways. You pace out your relationship to the state in the hallways of every hospital and school. Hallways are tunnels from the Enlightenment's pristine logic, space to think between acts, points of arrival or departure, anti-metaphysical and entirely precise. In rooms, objects and people are static. Their presence is intentional, or it is not. This is signified by their proximity to the hallway. History is about who controls the hallways. The Medici villas were stented with hallways for transporting rumours and cash. Science fiction depends on hallways to make spacecraft seem believable, because hallways lead somewhere other than the infinite. People need hallways to survive places. The problem with Bentham's panopticon was not enough hallways. It's always there in your hallway where a madman champs his axe or gun or just the bare glint of hands. And doesn't your lover always live in a room at the end of a hallway, which turns out to be the same length as the louche dream you're having? You never quite get there. Aren't you running late every morning down this endless hallway where you gasp apologies to your manager for your sick child or bald tires? And when you're wheeled to theatre in an emergency, the hallway is a funnel for the present tense. Isn't it always a hallway you run down in nightmares? And even now, your childhood photo hangs at the end of your parents' hallway, so you see your little self when you trawl towards the bathroom in the dark. I see them from my bedroom, pegged beside the neighbours' smog-coloured slips, and on street corners in the black thatch of power lines. Fish, dried crisp, leaf print bodies honed to bone, mined for eyes and eggs, scales and fins mixed in the gutter with other rubbish, fish winched between drying ducks, round as spuds, rich with flesh. Bronze fish jangling above tourists, causing arguments between neighbours, taut in the wind, fish big as tables, headless fish, fish curved and smooth as boat hulls, split and spread flat like sails, turning white in the white weather, wearing a crest of frost. Above me, in the former French Concession, several small fish on the wire ravel of a coat hanger, flesh cured of saltiness, unscented as soap, beside themselves in the wet market, rows and rows of brineless silence. Last night's meal was needled with bones. On Jiashan Road, those that have dried their time are for sale, still tiled with scales, pendulums swung by their faces. Eyes cataracted by cloud, pious and quiet, kids in a fish trance, staring up into the silver dizziness, fish bones scattered like scratch marks where cats get fed. In the entrance to my apartment, 2 little fish hang in the window like neighbours' faces. God of wrong-coloured curtains we kept anyway. God of the chlorine-poisoned geckos and tree frogs in the filter box. God of pale brown spiders that cruise humid cupboards, empty shoes, a sleep-warm bed. God of cups, exiled to drink up dust, pens that should be thrown out, laundry baskets losing their handles. God of half-closed eyes in photographs. God of the oil-slick chests of male wrens and the Jenny wren cowled in brown. God of foxes and feral cats thumbing through scrub. God with the patience of a skink growing back its tail. God of lights left on all night. God of wind that carries off plastic chairs and elbows through thatches of trees. God that stands behind the locked door and looks out. Thank you.